Natchez, Mississippi. To the world, it's a postcard of Southern grandeur, white-collar mansions, Civil War ghosts, and sweet tea on wraparound porches. But what if I told you this town is built on a lie that buried an empire? No, we are not repeating a legend. We are uncovering a true story. This is The Secret Ledger, and welcome to Hidden History. Act 1. The Mound Builder's Legacy. Now, long before Plymouth Rock, before Jamestown, before Columbus dreamed of the New World, while North America was ruled by a civilization so advanced, its engineers reshaped the earth itself. The Mississippians, master architects, astronomers, warriors. Their cities boasted pyramids larger than Egypt's, plazas that held thousands, and trade networks stretching from the Great Lakes to the Gulf of Mexico. But by the 1500s, their world collapsed. Yes, the correct question of why and how, they are valid. So let's look at some options, shall we? Climate change. Maybe war. No, maybe disease. Well, we still don't know. And yet their cities vanished, all except for one. A people who refused to perish, the Natchez. And while Cahokia fell to ruins, the Natchez thrived. Their capital, the Ground Village, was the beating heart of a theocracy ruled by the Great Sun, a king priest believed to be descended from the gods. His word was law, his power absolute, and his people, well, they built a society that left the French colonizers stunned. Act 2. Clash of Gods and Gunpowder. In 1716, the French arrived, hungry for land. They expected savages. Instead, they found a mirror of Europe, a stratified society with nobles, commoners, and slaves, a people who tracked the stars, farmed vast fields, and worshipped a sun god in temples that touched the sky. Now the French called them the most civilized nation this side of the sea, but respect turned to fear. The Natchez people saw the Europeans not as superiors, but as threats, and in 1729, they struck back. The Natchez uprising was a massacre. Over 200 French colonists perished, but this wasn't mindless violence. It was a calculated strike. The Natchez knew the French were weak, divided, and for a moment, they almost won. But empires don't die quietly. The French allied with Choctaw warriors, surrounding the Natchez in a brutal siege. The Great Sun was captured. His people, those not slaughtered, were sold into slavery in the Caribbean. Their temples burned to the ground, their mounds plowed into farmland, a civilization erased in a single decade. Now, here are some historical deep cuts you might find interesting. This war was personal. And what was the spark? Well, the death of the Natchez war chief, Tattooed Serpent. When French Commandant Etienne de Chipart demanded his sacred burial mound for a tobacco plantation, the Natchez people snapped. Tattooed Serpent's funeral pyre burned for days, and so did their rage. Now, French chronicler Antonio Simon de Page de Prats lived among the Natchez people for years. His journals describe their great sun ruling from a throne of firs, priests predicting eclipses, and a secret language spoken only by nobles. Oh, but after the uprising, the French burned his manuscripts. Only fragments survived. And the final blow came in 1731. The last Natchez stronghold, a hidden fortress in Louisiana, fell to French cannons. Survivors were shackled and shipped to Saint Dominique, modern-day Haiti. Their descendants still live there today, forgotten heirs of an empire. Act 3. The Bones Beneath the Bluffs. Today, Natchez proudly calls itself the oldest civilized settlement on the Mississippi. But whose civilization are they celebrating? In 1930, archaeologists dug up the Grand Village. They found temples aligned with the solstice, copper from the Great Lakes, shells from the Gulf, proof of a metropolis. Yet walk through Natchez today, and you'll find more monuments to Confederate generals than to the Great Sun. The Natchez people never truly vanished. Survivors fled to the Cherokee, Creek, and Chickasaw. Their descendants still fight for federal recognition to this very day. But their capital, well, it's buried, literally. The Emerald Mound was paved over for a picnic area in the 1960s. Only in 1989 did the U.S. government finally acknowledge it as sacred ground. Now here are some more historical deep cuts for those who are seekers of truth. In 1962, construction crews bulldozing the Emerald Mound uncovered a mass grave. Bones of Natchez women and children, many with skulls crushed by musket butts. The site was quietly reburied. No headlines, no memorials. The Natchez last recorded great son died in chains in St. Dominique. His name, lost to history, but his bloodline lives on. In 2019, DNA tests confirmed Chickasaw and Cherokee families in Oklahoma carry Natchez ancestry, a living rebellion against erasure. Act 4. Why this story even matters. This isn't just about rewriting history books, it's about power. Who gets to decide what's important? Well, for centuries, America has glorified colonial pioneers while treating indigenous history as a footnote. But the truth is, the South wasn't just built on cotton. It was built on the bones of an empire, of a fully functioning indigenous people before the white man came with his glorified whitewashing and colonization efforts. The Natchez remind us that history is never dead. It's not even in the past. Their story is a warning, a testament to what happens when greed meets resilience and when a people choose extinction over submission. So, the next time you hear American history, ask yourself, whose story is truly missing? The answers are beneath your feet, in the soil, in the silence, and in the shadows of the mounds that still watch over the Natchez people. This isn't about the past, it's about the receipts. And if this video opened your eyes, make sure to click the like button, subscribe, and remember to ring that notification bell so you don't miss any of our weekly videos. And do me a favor, drop a lantern emoji in the comments to show your support for the truth. Remember, debate with facts, not hate. Keep the discussion respectful and powerful. The more we expose, the harder they'll try to silence us. Let's stick together rather than fall apart. Stay loud, stay vigilant, and until the next time, truth seekers, stay curious.
Bye.